In Planet Crafter on the original Planet Prime, we had golden crates, but if you purchased the Humble DLC and got access to the new planet named Humble, then on Humble, we don't have golden crates. Instead, we have STARFORM crates. And there's a lot of them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find all of the STARFORM crates on the Humble map as of version 1.526. Now on Prime, a lot of the areas where you had to get to find some of the golden crates were blocked by ice depending on your current terraformation level. On Humble, we have ice and the added change of the biomes. So some of these places are going to look different depending on where you are in your terraformation stage. So if a certain area doesn't look the same in your game as it does in mine, well, that's fine. Just keep playing the game and you'll get there eventually. So starting out, let's start with the normal starting area of Coral Valley, where you'll see all of these large coral tubes sticking up from the ground. Now from your starting point, the easiest way to find this is to head towards this cliff wall up here. And you just want to come up to this little area right here. Turn around. And if you got your jetpack, which you will need to get to this crate, you probably notice it peeking out right there. So just go over here to this little coral tube, climb up top, and you're right there with STARFORM crate number 1. So our next STARFORM crate in Coral Valley is going straight north. You're gonna head towards this little area, and in the early stages of the game, there will not be a lake here, but you'll still see this little hill with an abandoned base on top of it. Now you come up here, you'll see this little platform, and basically from this platform, turn over here and see this piece of rock right there. You want to go around the back side over here to find crate number 2. So now let's dig into the frozen caverns. Early stage of the game, this is going to be a lot of ice, look very frozen, but even after you warm it up, it's still going to have ice throughout sections of the inside. So going in here, we'll come past this small little lake and go through this tunnel. And when you reach the fork, you want to go left. Now, depending on your stage of the game, this will be very frozen, iced over, but either way, turn to your left and head over here. Now, because of the amount of stuff I have going in my game, some of the terrain is not rendering here, which means it's much easier for me to find this crate. But under normal circumstances, there is a rock spire sticking up out of the ground right here, and this is tucked right behind the little spire. So again, use the coordinates in the bottom left if you are having some trouble, just to help you home in on it. For the next crate in the frozen caverns, we're once again going to start at this same entrance, and we're going to go in, but this time at this frozen lake, we're going to go up around this left ledge and just kind of follow along above where we went through before. And there's another tunnel here. You're going to take the first right at the fork and go along. And then at the second fork, you're going to take the right again. That will bring you to this room with this small pool of water. Go into the water and follow through here. You see under this rock, underwater. And here we are, another STARFORM crate. As you go past the area where the first frozen caverns crate is, you'll come up a hill into this large cavern area, which has a frozen lake at the beginning. And you're going to look to the right, see this slope here. We're going to take it. And we're going to follow it up and turn right, coming back around, going over the entrance we came through. And we're going to go all the way back here to this vine. Climb up the vine and immediately turn right back to the cliff edge. Look down, and there is the crate right below. Make sure you have a jetpack so you don't hurt yourself when you fall down. Now for this next crate in the Frozen Caverns, we're right back here at the same spot as the last one. We're going to go along the right side over here. And now this section over here, there's two pathways you can take to get outside into the main area again. Right here, looking at this column where you see a much more noticeable opening there, and then this smaller one, we're going to go to the right through the smaller one. And coming along here, looking along this side, you see that black rock? Well, if you go up here with your jetpack to this point, the crate is right here. And this is one that will be buried in ice even once you get access to the cavern over here. So again, if you can't get to it, just get your terraformation index higher. So just a quick recap. This is the starting valley. This is where we found crate number 1. And then right here is crate number 2. There is the entrance into the Frozen Caverns for the last few crates. Going east to over here, we come to the Sulfur Waterfalls. And the Sulfur Waterfalls looks like this nice yellowish area. At the beginning, you won't have all the plants, but you'll still see the nice yellow area. If you look up to your left as you come in to the cliff, you'll see there are some flat outcrops there. This is the one we're going for. And technically, I think you're meant to come from another path that goes through an inside cave system, and it's a bunch of extra work. But if you got the jetpack, you don't need to do that. Just come right here, and you want to come up to the side of these. Come up to this one, and we're going to aim for this spot. Now, you've got to time it just right to get your footing, and then you can get up on top of this flat cliff next to where you see that one, and just go around the corner past the blue crate to the next STARFORM crate. For this next crate, we're going to head into the volcano. So from the Sulfur Waterfalls, if we turn south, we will be heading this way. Even though that looks like the volcano, we need to head this direction first. And so make your way up into the volcano area, and you'll know you're getting in there when you see all these nice lava pits leading down. So once you make it into this area, you'll see I have this nice rock bridge formation right here. And I am underneath that bridge formation. If you look at this end, there's an opening there, gives you a view out over one of the other biomes. We actually want to go this way, past this little pit opening and up this path, going up this incline. Now, you can go a few different ways to get up here, but we need to get up there. So just use your jetpack to get around and go up and around the corner to where you can see this arch. Just come up, and here we are, STARFORM crate. Nice view of the arch at these coordinates. For the next volcano one, we're going to actually go back to the Sulfur Waterfalls, and we're going to skirt our way around to this side of the volcano biome. So from the Sulfur Waterfalls, we're going to head towards the Black Rift area, but we're not going to go in that direction. We're going to turn to the east and follow along the rock wall to where we see we have some nice, lovely lava right here. We're going to follow our way around, and what you're looking for is to get past this rock formation to these 3 lava falls. And we're looking for the one on the far right, the one that is coming from the highest elevation. And we're going to go over here. And if you don't have your jetpack at this point, then try to avoid the lava. But we're going to go around the side of this lava pit. And here is the STARFORM crate. So now the Black Rift. This is the biome northeast of the Sulfur Waterfalls and north of the volcano where we were just at. And you see how I have, again, a rock bridge formation right here at the edge of what will be a lake. We're not actually going to go in that direction. We're going to go into this cave system over here. And just to make it easy and less confusing, see this rock formation right here, this pillar that's holding this all up. Let's go past it, keeping it to our left, And you see these rocks right here. There's this tiny path, go between them, and there is the STARFORM crate. This next STARFORM crate is accessible whether it's early game or later game. If it's early game, you just won't have the water here, so you'll have to make your way through some little canyon passageways. But if you've got water here, you want to come out this way to this spot where you see we got this nice dark green patch and a light green patch out here over the water. You see all the little rock formations that are underwater, but we want to go to this one that's going to stand out next to this curve right here. And now we're going to go over here to this section. So we're just going to go right past and drop down. And there it is, right in here, the STARFORM crate. Now, if you are coming here while there's no water, you will be on ground level. So you just need to, again, find your way to this formation where you've got this curve, and then it's going to be hop up the rocks to find the crate right here. Now it's time for the Dune Crater, which is north of the Coral Valley area. So if you remember in the Coral Valley, we had this little base spot next to crate number 2. Heading north through this archway, we go into the Dune Crater. Now, early game, this is just a big sandy area full of sand dunes. But once your terraformation gets further along, it will collapse into a crater, much like it is now. Now, even without the waterfall, you can still get to this next crate. So from the drop down here where the waterfall's at, I'm going to follow along the left side and kind of head downward. So you want to go down the ledge a bit. Just keep following down the ledge, but you don't want to go all the way down. You want to kind of keep it to about, say, midpoint. And we're going to go over here behind the waterfall. And then looking down, there's the STARFORM crate. And now for the Zeolite Crater. This area will be obstructed at one point, and it also changes over time. So coming from this little spot in the Coral Valley, you can go one of two ways. You can go around this way to this side, or you can go up this side. Either way, it doesn't matter. You just go around this big piece of rock right here. So once you come into the Zeolite Crater, you'll see we have a large middle crater, and then we have these little branches, these little spots off to the side. You want to ignore all of these except for this one, kind of in the north and the middle of them. This one right here. And it's easy to know which one it is because it's the one sitting right behind this little drone robot. You just go into the cave, turn to the right, and there is the STARFORM crate. So we've been through quite a few of these, and at this point, if you're still watching and you're getting value out of this video, then help me out by hitting that thumbs up button down below. Next up is the Frozen Plateau, and this one is accessible both from the Zeolite Crater, once you've reached a certain point that you can climb some of the vines, or just by skirting your way up in the Dune Crater and making your way up here using your jetpack. But either way, you'll know it's the Frozen Plateau because of the large STARFORM ship right in the middle of it. And of course, as with the first map, Prime, if there's a large ship, there's a chance there might be something there. So in this case, we need to go to one of the thrusters and skirt our way up the thruster onto the top of the ship. Once you get on top of the ship, head down the middle towards the cockpit front of it, and you'll find the STARFORM crate. Next up is the Crystal Field. This area is northeast of the Frozen Plateau and north of the Dune Crater, and it's accessible from a couple different paths, but the important part is you'll know it is the Crystal Fields because of the big massive crystals everywhere. Yeah. Now, of course, with all the crystals, they're going to tend to look a lot alike. So what you want to do is look on your map and come over here to this set where you see these two crystals pointing towards each other, north and south. So when you get to these two crystals and you see it's these two pointing towards each other, you want to go to the northern crystal and we're going to go around the back of it. And all you got to do is look for the green crate. And now we have the Forest Crater, which is to the east of the Crystal Fields and northwest of the Dark Rift. And this is definitely one I suggest trying to get to earlier in the game if you are wanting to clear all of the STARFORM crates, because as you can see at this point, I have these massive redwood trees everywhere, and it makes it a lot more difficult to find this crate because these don't respect the terrain like they should. So the best I can tell you, and unfortunately you can't see it because of the trees, but if you could come up here towards the very northern side, you want to look for this rock right here. This little one sticking out that gives you a nice view of that one. Now, like I said, these trees do not respect the terrain, and you can actually go through some of them. So it does not help with trying to find this, but tucked away here, as you can see, I've got a tree kind of getting in my way. There is this spot right here, and I don't know a way to fix it because of the trees, but there is the STARFORM crate. Again, try to get it before the trees come into the game because you may have problems like I'm having here. So now it's time to head down into the cave system. So make it easy. Let's just start at the Coral Valley starting point. We're going to head south towards the Sea of Fog. And basically, we're going to drop down. And you might want to make sure you have your jetpack for this. But right below, there is a ledge we can land on. And turn around to the north, we'll see the entrance into a large cavern. Now here you can see we have the coral tubes that we saw up above sticking up through the ground. So we are now in the Coral Caverns. So coming from the entrance, we want to head to the northwest, following this path up a little bit further into the cavern. And we want to look for this coral dome. And you can already see it right there, sitting on top, the STARFORM crate. So now we head into the underground caverns. So coming from the same entrance we used for the Coral Caverns, right there coming from up above, we're going to head now to the east. And we're going to go past the coral tubes and into this area, which, depending on your state of the game, may have a lot of plants going on, like mine. But for the moment, we're going to ignore all those and just stick to this right wall. Just come up around here, and we're looking for this rock formation. Because right here in the little crevice, STARFORM crate. Next up, the Volcano Caverns. So there's a few different ways you can get into this area, but to find the STARFORM crate, I think the easiest way is to come in from the north direction, exactly the same way we found the earlier STARFORM crate over here. You see I am in the same spot, and that is where the STARFORM crate is right there. We're going to come up to this back area and follow through this crevice. Now, this is one you will want to have at least the large vines in the game. So you can come up here and climb this vine, make it a lot easier. And instead of going to where this is, we're going to go past it to the right. And you just kind of want to stick up to the right to where you see this other robot here, this broken one. When you find this, turn to the right, and there is the STARFORM crate. Now let's head to the Golden Tree Cavern. And while there's, again, different ways to get here, I think the easiest one to most players is going to be from the Dune Crater. Come to the waterfall and just do a nice dive over the edge. All the way down to the basin, and then through the waterfall, you're right into the Golden Tree Cavern. So looking at the Golden Tree, if you turn to the west, you'll see this little passageway going between two walls with the vines or the roots. You want to come around this side, keeping these roots in your view, and drop down into the water. And there is the STARFORM crate. And now it's time for the Dark Cavern. Back here by the Golden Tree, next to where the waterfall is, if we look north, you'll see these nice, vibrant, blue-purple plants. And we are now in the dark cavern. If we go up this way and stay to the north side, we'll find this small lake up here. And in the lake, the STARFORM crate. Are you with me so far? Because if you are, make sure you've hit that like button because it helps the channel out. So now we've covered the topmost area of the map and we've covered the sort of middle area of the map. It's time for the lowest area of the map, which is the Sea of Fog, this large area south of the Coral Valley where you start, here at the edge of the cavern system opening, where we came down from the Coral Valley. We want to go to the base of the waterfall in this little area and just go behind the waterfall. On this little ledge, we have the STARFORM Robotics crate. So this next one, we need to come here to the large island in the middle of the Sea of Fog, and we want to go around to the south side of it. Now, you can certainly find your way up through a multitude of paths using the jetpack, but if you've got climbable vines in the game, then there's an easy way. Come to the eastern side of the island, right over here, and there is a pathway inside. Go all the way around to this edge, and you see there is a vine. Climb it up, and now we want to turn and go back along this side towards the east so that we're back basically over where we just went inside the cavern. And you want to follow around the outer edge here until you see the STARFORM crate. Next is the Rocky Beach, and this is the area to the southwest of the Sea of Fog area, and it's characterized by these big rock formations as well as another large STARFORM ship. What you want to do for this one is head over here to this larger rock formation. So looking at the large rock formation at this angle, honestly, you could go either way. You can go around the left or the right. For me, I feel like going around the left is kind of easier. It feels like it might be slightly longer of a path, but it's easier. You just want to basically get up high and hug along the wall, just sticking to keeping it higher. Now, if you do have the growing vines, that will help, because when you see this growing climbable vine, you want to go up here into this little cave, and there you go, STARFORM crate. So last we have the purple biome. Now this is the area to the southeast along the edge of the Sea of Fog, so basically east from the island in the Sea of Fog. You see it's got this crisscross mashup of rock paths. If you were coming from the Sea of Fog lower level, we're just going to head straight in, keeping the beach area to our right and staying out here in the more open air, avoiding the interior cavern space for right now. As we get back here to the edge, we're going to turn and go towards the interior cavern section. And we're just going to follow along this path. You see where it's got this big slope kind of going down there. We're going to follow over here and just keep looking to your left. And right here under this little overhang, we have the STARFORM crate. Now you can also find it pretty easily if you have stumbled across these two domes inside the cavern. If you have found these and it's easier for you to find your way back here, just go around the back of them and drop down. At the bottom, you'll be in the same spot, STARFORM crate. All right, and that's it. As of the making of this video, there are 25 of the STARFORM crates in the game, and I hope I helped you find all of them, or at least helped you find the ones that you were having trouble with. And I know I can't say it enough, but if I did help you out with this video, then help me out, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't done so already.